Welcome Ramley, how are my Rams super fans doing today? Today we are talking about the Rams versus the Buccaneers in SoFi Stadium in week 3 of the 2021 season. Let's get right into it. Now let's talk the injury report. Currently the main Ram that we're worried about is running back Darrell Henderson. He left the game in the fourth quarter of week 2 with a rib injury, and right now he's questionable to play on Sunday. Now I'm doing this video a little early in the week, so please expect this injury report to change. But as of right now, the Buccaneers seem relatively healthy going into week 3. Now, what am I looking forward to seeing? I'm looking forward to seeing just how good this Rams secondary is, going up against what I consider to be the best wide receiver core in the NFL. And if week 1 and 2 is any indication, Jalen Ramsey should be all over the field. I'm definitely going to keep a close eye on him to see how he fares up going up against Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, and I wouldn't even be surprised to see him on Gronk a few times during this game. Let's see if this Rams secondary can get back to its elite status that it was last year. This is going to be the biggest test so far this season. I cannot wait. I'm also looking forward to see how good Stafford plays during this game. This is the first time he's going up against an elite level defense as a Ram. As good as he played in week 1 and week 2, it really doesn't mean much until he does it against an elite level team. What better team to showcase his talent against other than the defending champs that brought back all 22 starters? We're going to leave this game knowing a lot about our team. Whether we win or lose, we're going to really know, are the LA Rams Super Bowl contenders or pretenders? And a lot of that is going to fall on the shoulders of how Matthew Stafford plays against this defense. And real quick, before we get into matchups, if you guys could please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps get more eyes on my channel and really encourages me to go forward and make more videos. Also, if you guys can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and follow me over on Twitter, I would really appreciate that. Now let's talk about the passing offense versus the passing defense. Now through 2 games, the Buccaneers have allowed 342 passing yards per game. 3rd worst in the league, only behind the Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens. And currently starting cornerback Sean Murphy-Bunting is on injured reserve with an elbow injury, and he doesn't really have a timeline to come back. Now, if Stafford is given time in the pocket, he should have his way with this secondary. We seen it in week 1, the opening game of the season, where the Dallas Cowboys completely abandoned the run. I think Zeke might have had 10 yards that game or something crazy like that, or maybe it was like 5 or 10 carries he had, and they passed the ball the whole game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Matthew Stafford finish this game with 40 to 45 passing attempts. That's how good this Bucs rushing defense is and how horrible that passing defense is. Now on the flip side, the Rams secondary has only allowed 1 touchdown this season while getting 3 interceptions. But like I said earlier, this is the biggest test. We really can't compare Andy Dalton and Carson Wentz to Tom Brady in these receiving options. Now Brady and company has 655 passing yards through 2 weeks. I don't expect the Bucs passing attack to be held in check at all. But they only played Dallas and Atlanta, so it's safe to say that this is the best secondary they faced all season. And we might not be able to keep them in check, but if we could just slow them down a bit, passing game should be very fun to watch on both sides of the ball. Now let's talk the rushing offense versus the rushing defense. Now what makes the Buccaneers so good is their front 7. Those big fellas only gave up 115 yards in 2 games this year. That's the 2nd best in the league. Their front 7 is the reason why they won a Super Bowl last year, and they're the reason why they're competing for a 2nd one this season. And the Rams have been struggling to find their footing in the running game. And when your running game is struggling, the last team you want to play is the Buccaneers. So I don't really expect things to change this week. And like I said earlier, I would not be surprised if Stafford ended up throwing 45 plus passes this game. That's how good the Buccaneers running defense is. Now on the flip side, I don't expect the Bucs to run all over the Rams either. Now through 2 games, the Buccaneers have only accumulated 134 rushing yards. And if you ain't really run the ball against Atlanta and Dallas, I don't expect you to start running the ball against Aaron Donald and company. Bucs just simply don't rely on their running game to get it done. And I don't think this will be any different. Now let's talk individual matchups. I'm looking forward to seeing Jalen Ramsey on everyone, whether it's Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, or Antonio Brown. I expect him to line up on all 3 at some point during this game. And I'm going to keep a close eye on how good he plays, and I'm going to keep an eye on just how many balls get thrown his direction. I'm really intrigued to see if the great Tom Brady throws his way, or will even the great Tom Brady avoid Jalen Ramsey. That's definitely the best matchup I'm looking forward to seeing this Sunday. I guess you can say it's more Jalen Ramsey versus Tom Brady than Jalen Ramsey and the wide receivers. Now, I know we're talking individual matchups, but I wanted to lump this group in as a whole. I'm really looking forward to the Rams offensive line versus the Buccaneers defensive line. Now, the Rams offensive line has been phenomenal all season long, especially in the passing game. But like I said throughout this entire video, the Buccaneers have one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. So this should be a clash of the Titans. I really truly believe the Rams offense is only as good as their offensive line is, and this will be the biggest test probably all season. Let's see how much time Matthew Stafford has in the pocket. I will be keeping a close look on this the whole game. You know you're a true football fan when the offensive line play excites you like this. Now, before we get into predictions, please guys, like I said earlier, just like this video, subscribe to this video, and follow me over on Instagram and Twitter. It really helps a lot. Now let's get back into predictions. Now this is gonna be a close one, guys. I honestly truly think this can go either way, but since I'm a little biased, I'm gonna say the Rams win 30-27 with the game coming down to the last drive and home field advantage giving us a slight edge. I also think what this game comes down to is the secondaries of both teams. Now, while I don't think either team will accumulate much in the running game, I think it's going to come down to the passing game on both sides. And I think the Rams secondary is just better. I think the Buccaneers are struggling on that backside. They've given up a lot of passing yards in the first 2 weeks to Dak Prescott and Matt Ryan, and I don't think that's going to change with Matthew Stafford. And on the flip side, the Rams secondary is still working together. Half of our secondary went to Cleveland. But I think right now we're gelling pretty good, and I think it's only going to get better week in and week out. But I just think with the players we got in Jalen Ramsey and Darius Williams, with Fuller back there and Taylor Rapp, David Long Jr., I just think we're a little better back there. I just think this unit is not going to shut down the Buccaneers at all, but they're going to make a few plays throughout this game to give us the win. And I think this unit is going to be the difference in the game. Guys, thank you for watching. If you're interested in more Rams content, please subscribe and click this video right here.